Benny Sparks is rapidly becoming known as one of the best DBs in college football. And after his highlight tape went viral on social media, Benny is becoming a household name in the football world. And this kid's got some serious potential. We're talking about a 6'4" corner that ran a 4.2 40-yard dash out of high school. And just know that whenever Benny is on the field, there is a chance for a big play to happen on defense. Now, Benny Sparks is what we like to call a field corner. Excellent in man and zone coverage and has some abilities to tackle in open field. And after receiving a bunch of offers from different colleges, Benny realized that he wanted to be a starter immediately in college, so he decided to go to Kansas State. As a prospect, we all look at Benny and see insanely gifted athleticism, and we're going to be showcasing that in today's video. We're going to be playing on this DB with maxed out robber ability, and we're going to upgrade our physicals first. Now, this is kind of where I take the narrator voice off really quickly, and I just want to talk to you guys about this player because, again, a lot of people were asking me how I made this player, how I would upgrade it, so I kind of wanted to use this video to give you guys a little bit of a guide. I started fresh. I remade this player over just to show you guys how I would upgrade it, play a couple games at Kansas State so you guys can see Benny Sparks in action. Now, when you are upgrading this player, I highly recommend that you upgrade your quickness out first while upgrading your robber ability at the same time. The robber ability just allows you to move so fast when in coverage, works for both man and zone coverage, and you are just going to be able to cover so much ground on the field, which makes this corner personally my favorite to use in the game. Once you are done upgrading your quickness and your robber, I would start working on your man coverage. Man coverage is just very nice to have, and it allows you to upgrade your change of direction, which is great for defense. And when you get picks, trying to bring a pick all the way back for 6, you want high change of direction. And then when you have spare points here and there, I'd say put it into your catching. Tackling on this archetype is not bad. You get secure tackler on gold off the rip, so you don't actually have to upgrade your tackle early. You can go for secure tackles and you will get them very consistently, and you will see that throughout this video. Now, for our first game of the season, we're going to be playing away against Iowa State. Let's get to the action. Actually, before we get to that, one more thing really quickly. If you guys do enjoy college football content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. This is my second channel where I'm going to be posting college football, and I just want to try and make this channel grow as quickly as possible, and I cannot do that without your help. Now, this opening matchup with Iowa State should be really good. We are the 16th ranked school in the country, and Iowa State is ranked 17th, and although it is a home game, our defense is trying to show up early and get a potential stop on 3rd and 5. Now, although our defense showed up early, so did Iowa State's offense, especially their passing game. They're going to pass to the short left side of the field and get a first down. But Iowa State does become a little bit predictable with their play calling. On first down, they're going to the read option, and our front 7 covers that up. They ended up getting a tackle to keep the run to only a 2-yard gain. Now, 2nd and 8, we're going man coverage. We're doubling the slot receiver here, so I'm going to be on an island by myself, and Benny is a freshman. Benny's going to make mistakes from time to time, gives up his inside leverage there. The receiver catches a dig, which puts them in the red zone. Now, apparently, there's nothing better to Iowa State than a first down run because they try to establish the ground game once again on first down and get a tackle for loss there. 2nd and 11, nothing much either. And now we're at a 3rd and 8, getting a potential stop in the red zone, dropping back into coverage, and we end up getting a sack, forcing Iowa State to take a field goal on their first drive of the game. Now, defense is marching back out on the field here. Kansas State obviously could not score on offense. That's perfectly fine. We're not expecting our offense to score every single possession, but we're going to give them more possessions to try and score as we get the important user pick right there at the 47-yard line. Going to give our offense great field position. Hopefully they can turn this into something so that the defense doesn't have to constantly get stops throughout the rest of the game. Now, our offense could not get anything going in the first half. Minute 38 left. We are down 7-17. Tight end's going to get motioned over here. We're going to have a drag route get open, get a 5-yard gain. And then on 2nd down, they're going to get another 4 yards here, bringing up a 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, QB's going to run the read option. They end up getting a tackle for loss. 4th and 3 with a minute left. Hopefully our offense can do something. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. We're just going to skip ahead. Our offense did nothing. We ended up losing 34-14. A lot of running in the second half by Iowa State, so there weren't a whole lot of opportunities for me to catch any picks. So we just ended up simming a little bit ahead here, and we're going to move on to our second game, which is going to be against FCS FCS Midwest. Now, it was a tough loss against Iowa State last weekend, but look, we're playing at home. We're playing against FCS Midwest, and no disrespect to anybody on that roster, but at the end of the day, it is FCS Midwest, all right? Let's be realistic. Now, maybe my arrogance got the best of me because we are in a very close game against FCS Midwest, tie game 7-7, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Now, FCS Midwest's offense is very different from Iowa State last week. A lot of RPOs, a lot of gimmicky formations. As you can see, they're in this double stack wide formation, I believe is what it's called. They're running a lot of RPOs. They're running a lot of wide formations, spreading out our defense, making it very difficult for us to make any plays because we just feel like we are so far away from the ball every single snap. Now, right here on this first down and 10, I feel like I play really good coverage on this crosser over the middle of the field. The running back makes an absolutely insane catch. One hand grab. It's now 2nd and 4. Now it's 2nd down and 4. Clock's ticking. We're under the minute 30 mark. They're going to hit us with a surprise run, gain the first down and a couple of extra yards after that. Minute left on the clock here. 1st and 10. Finally, I feel like I'm actually close to the ball. We're not running these crazy wide formations. They just end up running the ball. Stop for a loss there, though. 2nd and 11. We got to try and force a sack somehow. They're already in field goal range. A field goal ends the game. We're going to end up losing. And we're going to end up getting the sack here, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 19. Now, on 3rd down and 19, they ended up hitting the flat. They only gain a yard here. It's 4th and 18. They're lining up to kick the field goal. And, yeah, we lost to an FCS school. So yeah, we are not having a great start to the season. And genuinely, that game was very frustrating because it almost felt impossible to make a play on defense just because of the offense that they ran. You had to play responsible, but being a responsible defender also means that you're not allowed to make big plays with the formations that they were running. Now, so once again, not a great start to the season, but we do have a home game. We're going to be playing against Army. Now, we cannot take Army for granted because Army runs one of the most unique offenses, one of the more rare offenses that you will ever see in college football. They run the flex bone. Now, going into this game, I did not think I was going to have that much of an effect on defense in the passing game, so I was trying to be locked in very early on, making sure I took care of my run fits, trying to get tackles for losses because we all know Army is running that flex bone. They're running the triple option, and they're going to put the ball on the ground a lot. So coming out 1st and 10 here, first defensive possession of the game, Kansas State actually ended up putting up a field goal. Not bad. They run the ball to our side. We get there, try to make an assisted tackle. And our goal here for this game is to just get to the ball. Doesn't mean we got to be the first person there. Doesn't mean we got to be the last person there. I am just looking to try to be the guy that is involved on defense every single play, every single time a ball carrier has the ball, whether it's solo tackles, assisted tackles, tackles for loss. I'm just trying to be there, make something happen on defense. Right here, they're going to this RPO. And I want you guys to take a mental note of that RPO play that they just ran there, because I know for sure after seeing it happen once, I knew it was going to happen again, and they were going to try and throw the bubble. Now, we end up playing great defense there, and we ended up getting a stop on that drive. Now we're going to move to the 2-minute warning here. Second quarter, score 6-10. We got 10, they got 6. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot here. Obviously, 2-minute drill. 2nd down and 5 is what we're looking at right here. They're going to a lot of slants, a lot of slant flats. I think this was spacing right here with the backside slant, I believe. And now 1st and 10, they're going to a little bit more of a spread look. They're going to try and throw it underneath over the middle very quickly. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. A little bit of a flex bone play action passing play right here. They're going to throw it to the left side of the field. They're going to get a 3rd down and 2. And on 3rd and 2, they're going to be passing the ball down the middle of the field against our cover 2, and they get a big play on offense. So now our back is against the wall, and I actually become a little bit excited here on defense because I recognize the formation that we saw earlier in this game, and they're going to end up throwing this wide receiver swing pass, and I am all over it, getting the pick, taking it all the way for 6. This is why, as a defender, as a tip, be aware of what the offense is running. Always take a mental note of what they are calling so that if they ever call it again, especially for screens, bubbles, and stuff like that, you can get underneath, get a play. Again, this was on Heisman difficulty. I know there's a lot of people thinking like I'm playing on lower difficulties and whatnot. There's just no point. You might as well just play on Heisman. This was a clutch pick 6, really put us ahead in this game. So now the score is 17-6. Army offense is coming out once again. You would think they would try and play it safe here after having the massive TO, but they're going to try and air it out here. 2nd down and 2. They end up getting the 1st down. 13 seconds left in the first half. Army's QB hits over the middle, open again. Clock still ticking. They take the timeout. 8 seconds left. 2nd down and 3. They're just going to heave it. And I'm trying to bait this throw because I know if he throws it at me, I'm getting the pick. Now, it's just crazy to think about, and this is just what's so beautiful about football sometimes, even virtual football. In games where you ahead of time think that you're not going to have as much of an impact because of the opponent you're facing, sometimes it's any given Sunday and you could just make plays on defense right here. Run into the flat, getting a huge tackle. It's going to be a 3rd down and 14. They're going to this flex bone motion. It's a play action pass. They have the flat on the left side of our field if we're facing obviously this way. 4th and 10. Score still 6-17. Our offense kind of stinks. I don't know what's going on with our offense because remember, 7 of these 17 points came off of my pick 6. So our offense at Kansas State's got to get it going. There's no way Army's defense is this good. 1st and 10 right here. They're going to go to a passing play. I'm just running deep. Nothing really to my side of the field except for that late crossing route. And we're going to end up getting a pick. That is another stop on defense. Army's QB just try to throw it into double coverage and he's going to pay for it. Minute left in this game. This game is pretty much over. I'm just trying to get another interception here. For some reason, I didn't animate for the ball for some reason. No idea why. But 2nd and 10 right here. They're going to hit the running back coming out of the flat. We're going to get a nice tackle. It's going to be a 3rd down and 1. On this 3rd and 1, I see slant flats. I'm running to the flat, taking it away to the other end zone. That's going to be another pick 6 for Benny Sparks against Army. 3 picks, 2 pick 6s in one game, 5-minute quarters on Heisman. Now, we ended up getting out of that Army game, obviously. Big time win, big defensive performance in a game I was not expecting to dominate defensively. Now we got to play Arizona in Arizona for our 3rd game of the season. I'm feeling really confident going into this game. We had a fantastic defensive performance once again last week. Now it's a little bit of a tougher opponent. We're playing Arizona. It's an away game. Always can be tricky trying to win and dominate on the road, but we're gonna try and get that done today. Now, first possession on defense in this game. Kansas State actually got a touchdown on their opening drive. Took a lot of time off the clock too. We're looking at a minute 28, minute 24 now, 2nd and 7. We're gonna be sitting in a cover 2 on this play. It's going to end up being a pass. They're going to verticals right here. They try to throw the tight end coming across the middle, and I'm just a step late to making a big potential play right there. 3rd and 7, going to the pass game once again. Bit of a smash concept on my side. Try to make a play once again. Couldn't, but our defense rallies, gets a stop. It's a 4th and 1. Now let's move on to a little bit later in this game. 3rd quarter, 14-7 score out here outside on the passing play. They try to challenge me deep on the go ball. Hey man, listen, 6'4" corner. I'm getting picks, all right? I haven't even upgraded my catching yet. I still got the default 70 catching. For some reason, when I made this player the last time, every single time I'd upgrade my catching, it felt like my catching got worse. When I didn't upgrade it, I caught every pick. The moment I started upgrading my catching, I started dropping picks. I don't know how that's even possible, but that's genuinely what it felt like. We're hot right here. We got that robber on Heisman. We're coming down, laying a hit stick right there with our wrap up on, I believe that's what is that called on this game? Is that Hall of Fame on this game? I have no idea. But anyway, purple badge. Okay, wrap up on purple because, you know, we're hot right now. We're taking over the game and we get bombed deep on the left side for a tutty. Bombed. What happened? What are we doing? Going to man coverage right here. We're down 21-7. They end up running the ball. It's a read option. They're taking it off to the right side. And I just feel like on defense, and maybe you guys can let me know how you guys feel with your road to glories. I just feel like on defense so much, especially as a corner, you can lock up your side and then everything else is just somehow open on the other side. They're running the ball the other way. They're passing the other way. I mean, just look at this. Ball is barely getting thrown to my side. Going to be 1st and goal at the 1. They score. We end up losing to Arizona. And we have only won one game on the season, boys. It is not looking good for the boys in purple and white. So this is how our player is looking after the Arizona game. This is going to be pretty much almost the end of the video. Just want to kind of go over how I upgraded this player, talk about some of the abilities, talk about gameplay, and also talk about how the season is going for this team. I don't understand why we've only won one game, but it is what it is. We're an 83 overall. We got 12 skill points. Now, like I said, max out your quickness. I think this is the best way to start. So we're going to save up to 16 points to get our quickness done. We have a little bit of man coverage done. We have 96 change of direction, which is again very nice to have. And then again, we've left our hands at default. We haven't dropped any picks, not once. And I'm telling you, the last time I made this player, the moment I started upgrading hands was when I started dropping picks. It makes no damn sense. Power is pretty much left where it was at. We have 91 jump, 65 hit power. Run stopping is pretty much, again, where it was at earlier. Only 70 tackle, 82 pursuit. I'm telling you, with the wrap up on gold by default, you don't have to upgrade your tackling early. Save your points, max out your robber, max out your quickness. Don't worry about anything else but that, because quickness matters so much on defense. Speed is so important on defense because you can have all these other attributes of the world. You can have great man coverage, you can have great run stopping, you can have great hands, great zone coverage, but it doesn't matter if you can't stick with nobody. It doesn't matter how high your hit power is if you can't get a hit on the running back. So listen, quickness, get your robber maxed out. Then after that, start working on man coverage and your hands. I'd say man coverage first though. Get that change of direction up, get that man coverage up so you can start upgrading things like ball hawk. You can start upgrading things like blanket coverage, because those are things that you do want to have eventually if you want to become more of a lockdown man coverage defender type of guy. Now let's reflect on the season really quickly. Let's take a look at how our season has been going. We lost to Iowa State 34-14. We lost to FCS Midwest 10-7. Worst loss of the season. We ended up beating Army 24-6. This is when we had our dominant performance. We had 3 picks, absolutely insane game there. We ended up losing to Arizona 28-14. We're going into our bye, and then we got to play UCF. The UCF game and everything after that, that will be the next video. This is going to be pretty much it. Let's take a look at how the Heisman watch is going, and then I think we're going to get up on out of here. Heisman watch, we got Jalen Henderson, Byron Brown, Kevin Jennings, Sawyer Robertson, Haynes King. Now, trying to win the Heisman as a DB is insanely difficult. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in my rookie season, because you have to have a player that's kind of close to being maxed out, in my opinion, at least on defense, to try and win the Heisman, at least at my skill level. I'm not the greatest player on this game. I'll be 100% honest. Let's take a look at players of the week really quickly. National players of the week. Let's just go week 1. AJ Harris and Isaac Brown were your defensive and offensive players of the week. Week 2. Benny Sparks versus Army. That's our boy. 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. That's a dominant defensive performance right there, boys. Going into week 3, Caleb Whiteland, Ryan Williams. Shout out Ryan Williams. 12 catches, 181 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. And then the 4th week, Trenton Allen Yahweh with 4 tackles, 1 interception, a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown versus Kennesaw State. That is actually kind of insane. And then Byron Brown on offense, 27 for 40, 314 passing yards, 7.8 yards per attempt, 119 rushing yards as well with 2 rushing touchdowns. Good God almighty. But yeah, man, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys liked this college football 26 content. We're going to be doing college football and Madden content on this channel with the Road to Glory, the Superstar modes. I want to do like a whole career from freshman year all the way to the Hall of Fame. I think that'll be a really cool concept. We'll probably do that with Benny and this other player that I have cooked up recently that you guys are going to love. You're going to see that in the next video. Once again, man, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.